write the slope-intercept form of the equation of each line. We're going to look at number 1, and the first thing I'm going to do is draw my line down the equal sign because I'm going to try to isolate the y variable. So I'm going to highlight the y just to remind me that that y will stay on the left-hand side. Now, as was discussed in our lecture video, it's an ax plus by equals c form, and this form is called standard form. So we're trying to convert our standard form to slope-intercept form because that's what the instructions are asking us to do. So they're asking us to write in slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. That's what we want it to look like. Okay, so our first step is we're going to subtract our 6x from both sides. And I put negative 6x off to the side because I cannot combine it with my 15. I know this will cancel, my 5y comes down, and I will write my negative 6x first and minus 15. Keep in mind that I like to write my negative 6x first because that's what it looks like in standard or in slope-intercept form. Okay, my mx comes first, so I want to write that first. That's why I wrote it first. Okay, so now I still need my y to be by itself. And so I'm going to highlight that again because that reminds me that I need to isolate it. So I'm going to write division bar, division bar, division bar. I'm going to divide everything by 5. Okay, once I do that, I can cancel, and it's y equals to negative 6 over 5 x minus 3. And the 3 comes from when we divide 15 divided by 5. Now, we like to leave it in fraction form. Keep in mind because that number right in front of x is our slope. And it's easier for us to calculate slope and graph slope on a graph if it's in fraction because slope is our rise over run. Okay, so now let's look at a different example. Let's look at number 5. Okay, we're going to draw our line down the equal sign, and our first step is we're going to subtract 11x. Okay, because we want it to look like y equals mx plus b at the very end. That's our goal. Okay, so we're going to cancel that. And if you recall, whenever we cancel it, we need to make sure that whenever we cover it with our finger, that we drop down that negative 4y. If we forget that negative, we'll end up with the wrong answer. And so I'm going to write negative 11x first plus 32. And I wrote negative 11x first because I want it to look like this. I want it to have mx go first. Okay. So we're going to erase that. And now the second step is we're going to draw division bar, division bar, division bar. We're going to divide everything by negative 4, negative 4, negative 4. This cancels, and we're left with y is equal to negative divided by negative is a positive 11 over 4 x. And then a positive divided by negative is a negative 8. Well, where did 8 come from? 32 divided by 4 is 8. And so this is my final answer because it is in slope-intercept form. Keep in mind, we started off with ax plus by equals c, and this is called our standard form. Okay. Last example will be number 6. We're going to draw our line down the equal sign, and we're going to subtract x from both sides. So we're going to subtract x from both sides. This cancels, and again, just a friendly reminder, whenever that cancels, we're going to drop a negative 3y. So we write negative 3y, and we're going to write negative x plus 6. Okay. Now, our next step is division bar, division bar, division bar. We're going to divide by negative 3, negative 3, negative 3. Now y is equal to a positive, because you know a negative divided by a negative is a positive. And we need to remind ourselves that there's an understood 1 right there in front of the x. So we're left with 1/3 x minus, because a positive divided by a negative is a negative, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. And this is our final answer, because it now looks like y equals mx plus b.